What a day for WISH stock, ContextLogic Inc. As we jump into this chart, I just want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel. Invest for tomorrow to all the subscribers. Welcome back. And to all the viewers and investors watching, all I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video, guys. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something you want to become part of, the link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a learning and growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So here we are with WISH Stock, ContextLogic Inc. having 3 phenomenal days back to back. And we've talked about how this could be a bull trap, and that's something I am still watching carefully. But this pullback could be the setup for the next bull run, because this has had a lot of momentum and it seems to be cooling off. Some of them are actually getting out, right? Investors that got in anywhere around here, or even on today's dip, and all of a sudden this might pick up with more steam. I mean, it's starting to build momentum. I mean, 3 days straight and it just cooled off a little bit. It could be the point of either consolidation and having that move, because that's what's important, from here to here before the next catalyst that can bring it up to newer highs, or it's just going to run up and continue to spike up with these momentums that have been happening pretty quickly. Now, the most volatile day out of the 3 days has been today, so it still makes me feel, I'm not ruling it out, that this could be a setup for the next bull run or the bull trap, guys. These last 3 days have been a bull trap, especially if the market starts shaking and then it starts pulling back down to these lows down here of 882. And then we've also talked about way down here thinking about 850, $8, and then the lowest point that we've seen in the 52-week range of 752. So it is going to be important to keep this in mind. Watch this carefully, how it's reacting now, and if it starts doing this over time and it continues jumping up to 10, coming back down to 8, jumping up to 10, coming back down to 8, jumping to 10, jumping back down to 8, then it's in a consolidation period, but just a little bit different than what we would expect, right? More of that channel being a little bit broader between those $2 in range, continuing that area, and then it's going to start pushing up for the next catalyst or towards the next squeeze, because everybody's waiting for that squeeze, and people have some price targets beyond what analysis ratings are saying, and the average price target that analysis ratings are saying is between $20 to $24 from where we're at right now. So that is something to be aware of and keep in mind. But right now, this stock is pulling back. So what am I going to watch going into tomorrow? So the first thing is right there, that support level of 962. If that gets broken through, the next point of reference I would look at is 921. See how it's reacting within those areas. If the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or if the bears are turning it down closer to the 880 range, 850, and $8. That's something to keep in mind in the broader perspective, but much more narrow, 921 and right here at 962. Now to the upside, we want the bulls to actually break through the highest point before the fall, and that's 1055, and then right after that, the highest point of the day, 1068, and stay above $10 or above these resistance levels, actually more importantly, to continue pushing upwards and reaching newer highs. Now it finally broke through the point of rejection that's happened 3 times of 1035, but you could see how quickly around that area right there it started to fall. So it got rejected not as quickly or right at that point, but you could see it right there at 1042, and then right down here at 1039. Right in that area, a lot of weakness started to happen and pull back, even though it broke through it and it was very short-lived. So what needs to happen is to break over it, turn it into support, get to these highs, and continue pushing upwards. If not, a possible start of another rejection that can turn into that bull trap is right there in that area at those levels that we've talked about. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for in return is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. The link is down below in the description if that's something you want to become part of and you want to know what stocks I watch daily. And we look forward to having you join us. It's a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together, and that's something you can become part of too. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is one that I've talked about before, and it's already jumped up nearly 40 to 50% after hitting its lows, and it's kind of consolidating at this area. So it's definitely a stock to be watching, even if it pulls back further, and if not, watching it as it consolidates towards its next catalyst. Now, before we talk about that stock, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So I talked about COCP, PALI, and DIDI. Now, these stocks came out with fresh news, and I was just watching DIDI based off of volume and its charts. Every single stock gave an opportunity of 10% plus. It all had to do with execution and timing, but the one that happened the quickest was COCP. So we started watching this one as it was pulling downwards towards the bell, started to run, pulled back down, right? Hit 129 and took off to 148, nearly a highest point of 18% plus. This was almost a home run opportunity at its highest peak, and after that, it pulled back and gave small jumps of 3 to 5%. Now, the other stocks we watched was DIDI and PALI. Now, PALI was our worst performer, but in the first 10 to 15 minutes, right, this stock pulled back at the bell, hit lows here of 376, and took off to 405, giving a 5 to 10% jump. And that's what it's all about. Today was really quick. It was the true expectation of what day trading is, and a regular expectation, nothing that just skyrockets out of nowhere or anything like that. That 5 to 10%, like I always talk about, is a regular day, and I always put my stop loss, and if it executes and it kicks me out, I call it a day and move on. If not, I protected my capital rather than just sit there and watch it dissipate, right? That's the goal every single time, to execute as best as I can, and if my stop loss limit order executes, it is what it is, right? I'd rather lose 5 to 10% than see my stock continue, or my money actually, and my capital continue to just sit there in a position that I might have to hold for another day or two, and that's not the point. I trade penny stocks, I do not hold them. So DIDI pulled back pretty fast, hit 994, and jumped up to 1041. Now this stock right here gave a small jump of about 5%, but in a big pullback, right? This lasted for about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. It took off from those lows all the way up to highs here of 1020, a jump of about 10 to 12%. And DIDI was one that took patience and execution and timing when it came to this stock. Not everything is always going to be instant gratification. It's all about trying to catch the dip, sell the rips, and if it actually does not constitute to that type of opportunity and a stop loss gets executed, I always move on. So if you guys want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. So what's the stock you want to add to your watch list? Well, it's METX. This stock actually jumped nearly 50% plus since we talked about it back on the 26th to the 27th, pulled down, jumped up again, and now it's consolidating. Now this is a speculative play, and this has been in a downtrend for some time. If we actually zoom this out, you could see that all it's done is fall, consolidate, have spikes, consolidate, and then continue that downward trend. Another consolidation here, about 80 to 90 cents, and then it's just continued a downward trend. Now, this is very speculative. It is a penny stock, but it is a stock to watch going into its earnings, which the next earnings is coming up in August. It says here August 28th. If anybody wants to confirm that or double check that, that's what it's showing here on this platform. It could be earlier or around that time or that exact date, but that is something to be aware of. And this stock has beat earnings before, and it's going to be interesting how it's going to play out going into the following weeks and the next month. Definitely do your due diligence and research on this one. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on what stocks I'm watching and why I'm watching them. This is not financial advice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.